Now, every year, millions of Americans fall victim to some type of financial fraud, also known as senior scams. Joining us this morning with advice to avoid them all is Jeffrey Massey with Massey and Associates. Good morning.
Good morning, Will.
This happens so many times. I know my mother would get phone call after phone call after phone call all day long, and I would say, just hang up the phone. But it really is such an enormous problem. So what are some of the most common senior scams?
Some of the more common ones are Medicare fraud, and thankfully they got away from using your Social Security number as your Medicare number. They did away with that years ago, so that helps prevent some identity theft. But people will try to call and get personal information from seniors to try to steal their identity. They're asked for their social, etc. So just avoid that altogether. So that's a big one. And then there's a grandparent scam where, you know, they get a call, I'm calling because your son Johnny's in jail or something like that, and you have to send money right away. That has been a very popular one, unfortunately, because too many people fall for it, and that's crazy. Something that happened to me was a tech scam. I was at home on my personal computer. All of a sudden, a message popped up that said, "Oh, you have a virus in your computer. Don't try to close it because it'll destroy your computer. Call this number." That's a scam. That's a scam too. Yeah. So you know when it happens to you personally, you go, well, look at that. That really does happen a lot. And then of course, romance scams. Unfortunately, we had a client that got taken with a romance scam. She was a widow, very lonely. She got hooked up with this person online who was supposedly a general, blah, 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 created a relationship, and then she started sending him money. And it was big money. Wow. And it's really, really unfortunate. It's a lot of money.
And this really is, there is a huge financial scam going on. Millions and millions of dollars are taken from seniors. And I know you're saying seniors, but a lot of other people get caught up in this as well.
Right. It's not millions, it's billions.
Wow.
Billions of dollars every year get scammed away from people. And many don't get reported. And that's the sad part. So it's hard to catch up with them because most people feel embarrassed, so they don't want to report it.
So what can you do to kind of, help seniors not get caught up in these scams? And what happens if they do? What can you do about this? How do you stop it from either money coming out of their account, or are there any repercussions of any of this?
Number one, educate them. Let them know that these things are common, and if that way they're more alert to it, so if they get that phone call asking for personal information, they'll know enough to just hang up the phone. So that's so important. Just remind them that this stuff is out there and it's real, so they have to be cautious. And then just stay involved with them. The more involved you are with older folks, the less likely they are to be taken advantage of. And if they are, or somebody attempts to scam them, report it to the state police financial crimes unit, or your local police, or the adult services.
Right. And I know a lot of these folks are, preyed on or scammed because a lot of people, they're alone. They don't have anybody who are watching over their financial or everything else that goes on in their life, and they are key targets for this.
Right. And the older generation, they're more trusting.
Right.
So therefore, when they get that phone call, especially if it might be a grandchild that might be in trouble, and it goes along the lines of, well, you can't call my parents because they'll be mad.
Yes.
So you have to send money, that type of thing. And it's really sad that people are out there taking advantage of the seniors like that.
Like I said, just hang up the phone.
Just hang up the phone
and don't give any information out. Now you can learn more from Massey and Associates and how they can help you as well. All you need to do is head on over to our website, roadshow.com.